So if you manage a wedding venue, you know just how much work goes into hosting the perfect open day. But what if all that insane effort isn't actually bringing on predictable business? Okay, we're going to dive into that and talk about how to transform your open day from just a pretty showcase into a powerful, revenue-generating machine.
I mean, you can picture it, right? It always looks absolutely stunning. The tables are styled to perfection, you've got flowers in every corner, champagne is being handed out at the door, and all your favorite suppliers are there, chatting with potential couples. On the surface, it looks like a huge success. But here's the question we all kind of dread asking. Are these beautiful, meticulously planned events actually turning into paid deposits? For a lot of venues, the honest answer is, well, not as often as they'd like. And look, the problem isn't how hard you're working. It's the actual structure, or lack thereof, of the day itself. And that brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation, a massive mindset shift. To really fix this, we have to stop thinking about the open day as a showcase and start treating it like a high-performance booking engine. Seriously, that one little change in how you see it is the key to everything.
Okay, so look at the difference here. The old way of thinking was pretty passive, right? You'd show off the space, try to create a nice vibe, and meet some couples. But the new booking engine mindset, that's all about action. It has three very clear goals: capture leads, qualify those leads, and then convert them into actual bookings.
Let's just put it out there plain and simple. The main point of your open day is not just to look pretty, it's to capture, qualify, and convert. If your event isn't doing those three things systematically, you're basically just throwing a really nice party, not executing a real revenue strategy.
And this slide right here explains why so many of these events just fall flat. When you don't have a structured way to register people, to figure out who's serious, to follow up, and to track your data, you're missing all the pieces that actually turn a maybe into a yes. I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. You can't just put on a gorgeous event and hope that all those excited couples remember to call you next week. That's not a plan. Hope is not a strategy. A system is a strategy.
So if hope's not the answer, what is? Well, it's a system. And that is exactly what we're going to build right now. It all comes down to 5 simple, repeatable steps that will turn your open day from an unpredictable guessing game into a consistent booking engine. So here's our roadmap. We're going to start with structured pre-registration. Then we'll talk about how to position your suppliers strategically. After that, it's all about creating a guided experience, giving people a clear call to action, and finally, absolutely nailing the follow-up. Okay, let's jump into step 1, pre-registration. You have to realize that your booking engine starts humming long before a single person walks through the door. The whole game is about collecting useful, structured data from the very first click. So when you ask for this kind of information at registration, you're doing 2 critical things at once. First, you're filtering for people who are actually serious. And second, you're giving your team all the info they need to have a really personal and effective conversation with them later on. All right, step 2 is all about your suppliers. They're not just there to hand out business cards and show off their own work. They need to be a core part of your sales team for the day. We need to turn them into conversion partners. So imagine your photographer isn't just showing their portfolio, but they're actively pointing out the best photo spots in your venue. Or your florist is talking about how certain arrangements perfectly complement your ballroom. It creates this powerful, unified front. Step 3 is all about taking control of the story. You cannot just let couples wander around your venue aimlessly. You have to be the director of their experience to make sure it has the biggest impact. Following a simple, structured journey like this just makes sense. It ensures every single couple sees your venue's best features and understands how things work. It's a simple formula, really. Structure leads to clarity, and clarity leads to bookings. It's that easy.
Now for step 4, and this is where we turn all that excitement and good feeling into actual action. It is absolutely crucial that you do not let a couple leave without them knowing exactly what they should do next. Is the next step to book a private viewing? Is there special incentive if they lock in their date this week? That information has to be crystal clear. Because without a defined next step, all that positive energy you just built up just evaporates into thin air. And that brings us to our final step, step 5. And honestly, this is the most critical step of all, and it's the one where most venues completely drop the ball. The follow-up is where the bookings are really won or lost.
You have a golden 48-hour window when the excitement is still fresh. In that time, every couple needs to hear from you. We're talking a personalized thank you message, a quick reminder of your available dates, and a super clear prompt to schedule that next consultation. Speed and professionalism here are absolutely everything.
So when you put this whole 5-step system into action, what's the end result? Well, you fundamentally change your business. You stop just hoping for bookings and you start measuring what actually matters. And that allows you to generate predictable, consistent revenue. I mean, just look at what your open day turns into. It stops being just an event. It's now a lead generation funnel, a data collection machine, a platform for supplier collaboration, and a conversion accelerator, all rolled into one. It becomes a core pillar of your entire business strategy. And the best part of having a system? You can measure it. You can start tracking your registrations, your attendance rate, how many qualified couples you actually met, and of course, the big one, your conversion rate to a paid deposit. This data is what lets you get smarter and better every single time. Now, what's holding all this together? A solid, centralized digital system. No more messy spreadsheets or trying to remember who you emailed. One system makes sure no lead gets forgotten, every follow-up happens on time, and all that amazing data helps you make better decisions down the road. And really, that's what this all boils down to. A beautiful showcase is a one-time effort. A structured booking engine, that's a system. And it's systems, not one-off efforts, that create predictable, scalable, and long-term growth for your wedding venue. That's the secret sauce.